Oh, the life of a hedonist. I know some of you are hedonists, not many. Before I speak about the joys of being a hedonist, I want to give you a reminder for all of those who feel that you've not got the best lot in life. Life isn't blessing you with all these wonderful things that you can see on the telly. And you feel pretty miserable and bereft of lots of the pleasurable things that life can give some people. But do you ever stop to count your blessings? Do you have children? How many? How many children did you give birth to, or did your wife or partner give birth to? And how many are still alive? The chances are all of them, because very few people these days die as children. So I was just looking at this tombstone, and I like to do this, people, because just in case I ever forget, which I don't, I like to give myself a reminder. Now, here, affectionate remembrance of Phoebe and Anne, the beloved daughters of John and Anne Smith. Phoebe died January 28th, 1840, aged 4 years and 10 months. Anne died January the 31st, 1840. The 28th of January 1840, the 31st of January 1840. What do we suppose that they died from? Smallpox, maybe? Something of that nature? Age 7. So Anne was age 7 and Phoebe was 4.5. Dear to their parents, to their God more dear, two lovely children sweetly slumber here. How bereft their lot, from sin, from sorrow free, the dead to us, yet they're alive to thee. There are so many children aged 3 years and 8 months, aged 14 years, tragic, people. There could be nothing worse than losing a child. Absolutely nothing is worse than that. And can you imagine losing a child at 3 or 4 or 7? The most wonderful, beautiful years. Unimaginable. And yet millions and millions and millions of people suffered that fate. And I wonder if they found pleasure in life, or whether they considered that the world was such a terrible place and they couldn't wait to leave. Gotta get my beer. You see, by comparison, today, we've got very little to worry about, have we? Very little. And yet how many of us feel as if we have cause to grumble? You just hear them whinging everywhere. They're doing this to us and they're doing that to us, and oh my goodness, what they're not doing to us. What the fuck are they really doing? I'm asking you people, what the fuck are they really doing? You live in safe environments. You've got everything you need. You've got doctors, dentists, opticians, hospitals, clinics. You got everything. And yet you still want more. Or you still feel as if the universe owes you more. The universe doesn't owe you anything, people. Nor does your government or your country. It doesn't owe you anything. Nobody owes you anything. If we lose that fallacy of we're so precious and everybody owes us something, then you will live every single day of your life seeking out a whole multitude of things that you should be grateful for. There are a billion things to be grateful for these days. Can you imagine the life of people in 1840? Let's have a look. Jack the Ripper was about in 1888. Darwin wrote his Origin of Species in 1886, or at least published it then. The Battle of Waterloo was in 1815. You're talking horse and carts and candles, people. Horse, carts and candles, that's what you're talking. You're talking flintlock rifles. The combustion engine hadn't been invented. Electricity was a long way off. Inoculations for smallpox or just but a dream. And penicillin was yet a luxury to be able to purchase over the shelf for a few pence. And so people don't have anything to be disgruntled about. They have absolutely nothing. We live in an abundance of peace and tranquility and luxury. Granted, there are countries on this planet now getting their children blown to pieces. And in their graveyards there would be children, not even 1 year old, being blown up in the hospitals, and all other ages. Yeah, it's still going on. That's going on in Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, many Middle Eastern countries. In actual fact, there's probably a good 20 or 30 countries on this planet which are at war at this moment in time. And yet, all we ever hear, all we're ever blessed with, is what the fuck Kamala fucking Harris is saying, or or what senile fucking Biden's doing. Is he out riding his bike? Is he playing tennis? No, what the fuck? You know, it's all bollocks, people. And so, you see, when you're only tuned into that bollocks, then whatever problems you've got in your life may appear to be quite big. But if you really tune into the world, and really tune in to how people are suffering in Africa, in India, in Malaysia, lots of places all over the world, really, really suffering, dying this very minute of starvation. And yet you have the audacity to think that you're hard done to. And some of you even say that you don't want to be here. This life is shit. I don't think you've known shit, to be fair. I don't think you've known shit. I think what people think is shit these days is if they've not got the best job, they're on minimum wage, and they can't buy all these wonderful things, they can't go on holidays, maybe they suffer from a bit of depression here and there, maybe they can't control their weight, maybe they're ugly and they can't get any of the partners they fantasize about, and that's it, it's the end of the world for them. But you know, all these people that are streaming into Europe and the Western world, they know what hardship is, they know what suffering is, they know what poverty is, they know what it is to be terrified on a daily basis. You people know nothing. You know nothing. And you see, I can talk about a lot of subjects. I'll talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And the Western people are so dumb, they're so numb, they're so fucking complacent, they haven't got a single thing to say about anything, mostly. Look at the comments. Look at the comments. I'm speaking very often about very deep and profound stuff, and yet can't elicit anything with any reason from 98 or 99% of you guys. Fuck all. What moves you? Fuck all. Fuck all moves you. Maybe your boss moving your desk from your usual place, that moves you. Oh, how out of sorts you'll be about that. Oh, you'll be talking for fucking weeks about that. Maybe if the tube's 10 minutes late, oh. It's fucking pathetic. It's pathetic, people. And you know what's pathetic? Most people's lives are pathetic. They've got to get up in the morning, they've got to go out, and they've got to do this, and they've got to scratch and scrape and suffer, just to come back exhausted, just to be able to buy a few beers and watch telly. It's pathetic. You think that's how it is? You think that there's no other way? You've not looked at my life, have you? My life's been like this for 14 years. And before that, I was doing exactly what I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it, all over the world. Why haven't you been able to do that? What's contained and constrained you from living? What is it? You got a virus? That virus is doubtly fear and insecurity. You're terrified, aren't you? Terrified of your own shadows. Wouldn't dare just fucking put a few things in a rucksack and fuck off somewhere. You don't care where you're going, what's going to happen. You wouldn't dare. Petrified you are. Now. Hello? Who is it? Who is it? One of my little friends. Hello. It's my gentle little female. Unfortunately, I don't have anything for you, but you've already buried a dozen each this morning. Bury, aren't you? That's all you're doing. Yeah. they're such a wonderful creature. Squirrels are very, very intelligent. Oh, there's two of them now. Hey, that's Prov. Is that my Prov? Holy Moses! My little Prov. What's she doing? Hey, what's she doing? Come see Daddy. Hey, come see Daddy. Come on then. Come on then. Come over here. Come on. Fancy being visited by my little sweetheart. Oh, you know, that cute little face. Come on then. Come on then. Come on then. Here she is. Here she is. My little darling. My little baby. She's my little baby. She's my little baby. Oh, she just jumped off there. Oh, wow. God damn it. I love that little girl. I do. Prov. Prov. Sweetheart. What's she doing? Hey. So she wasn't checking any pockets or anything like that. And you know, it's weird because she very rarely sees me here, but she hears my voice because she heard me talking. And so she came to see me, came to jump up on my leg, and I touched her nose, and I was rubbing her little nose like this, and she's just sitting there. You see, people, we could actually live lives like this with all animals. Can you imagine how people lived in rural places when they really had a relationship with the flora and the fauna, and they knew everything about the seasons, they knew every single tree, they knew where to find every single shrub or bug or anything that was edible or medicinal or useful. They knew it. And every time they walked around a vicinity, they knew that that tree over there on such and such a day would be providing them with certain foods or medicines. And then over there you can get this, and if you had this particular ailment, then you could go over to that place and you could find this shrub or dig up this root and all that sort of stuff. Living that close to nature. You see, there's a funny thing, people, that nature is God. The cosmos is God. It's that which giveth and taketh away. Everything that we see around us is made of the same constituents, just in a different order. It's a wonderful, wonderful, incredible miracle. And we're a part of it. We're it. The squirrel is it. We are it. All of this grass and the trees around us, and the sky, and the sun, and the moon. I was listening this morning to a wonderful video from Existencia, and this guy is a Dutch guy, and he's really into all this esoteric stuff, and he was speaking about the book of Job in the Bible. And Carl Jung wrote a book, and it's called Answer to Job, because the book of Job depicts a terrible, heinous action of Yahweh. Despicable, absolutely disgusting what Yahweh did with no rhyme or reason other than just a bet with the devil, apparently. And so we have to reckon that God is the devil. God created the devil, Yahweh people, Yahweh and the devil, all that bullshit. It's all bullshit, people. It's all human psychology. You know, we have, you know, right-brained activity, which is benevolent and beautiful and creates art and all that different sorts of stuff. Then we've got the left brain, which creates problems and, you know, judgment and all that. And so then we create figures for them. You see, these very, very silly, completely ridiculous and pea-brain Christians, they've got no fucking idea where this stuff comes from, where it all derives from. They've read that Bible and they think it's all true and it's all real, and they wouldn't even dare to look at anything else. But if they ever did dare to look at anything else, if they ever dared to see what scholars have said about it or what the Gnostics have said about it, then they'll be shocked to their fucking core. Fucking indoctrinated muppets they are, these religious folk. But when you get outside of that and you delve into all of the scriptures and all of the religions and all of the philosophies and everything, it becomes a fascinating world. And it's all premised on human psychology. It can't be premised on anything else, people. It can't be premised on gods and demons and angels and fucking anything. It's all premised on human psychology. The consciousness that we partake in because we don't know anything else outside of human consciousness. As far as we're concerned, nothing exists. We see a tiny, tiny slither of physical light. We hear a tiny slither. Our vibration enables us to have the senses of little more than bats, people. Little more than bats. And yet, in our haughtiness, we consider that we could know the nature of the universe. It's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. But when you get into the esoteric, very, very deep, and you read the Upanishads, and you read the Bhagavad Gita, and you read all of the Buddhist scriptures, and you read Zoroastrianism, and you read Jainism, and any other variety of religion, then you just get a deep insight into the human psyche. Because the human psyche has looked at this world, looked at itself, and it's used its imagination to create the world and create angels and demons and everything, and spaceships and submarines and modules that go out into the depths of the cosmos. A whole myriad of things. I still can't get over Providence coming to see me. That's just a beautiful thing. And when you see where I'm sitting, then, you know, the squirrels are all over in all those trees. But, of course, because they're very finely tuned to their environment, super highly tuned to all the sounds going on, they recognise my voice as far as my voice will travel. If my voice travels 300 yards, they can pick it up. They'll know exactly where I am. And my two closest squirrels, Providence and the other little female friend that Providence is always having a scrap with, they're the ones that will come very, very close. The female, she'll come within a couple of feet of me. Of course, Providence, you know, she'll jump all over me. So anyway, people, are you getting your heads around this level of peace and tranquility and freedom? We've got a lot of things going on here. We've got connection to Gaia and all living things and inanimate things. All things. A connection, a deep, deep connection. We've got freedom. We've got peace. We've got hedonism. Beard is enjoying himself. Look at Beard enjoying himself. Look at Beard enjoying drinking this beer. Look at Beard enjoying the sunshine. Aha. Anyway, gratitude, people. You see, if you are always striving for the world to be like you want it to be, you are always going to be disappointed. Because the world, to be quite frank, doesn't give a fuck what you think. The universe doesn't give a fuck what you think. You may think it does. You may think you're so precious and you deserve this and you deserve that and you've got sovereign rights. You've got nothing. You've got nothing. You've got what powerful people bless you with. You've got what powerful people allow you to have. Other than that, you have got fuck all. And you're very, very fortunate to live in one of the most powerfulest countries on the world, which fuck up every other country to benefit themselves. So when you're born into a first world country, you're exceedingly lucky because you could have been born in a third world one. And then you have something to fucking cry about. There's nothing to cry about, people. They're doing this and they're doing that. And they're taking away our rights and our freedom of speech and our this and our that. Look, you think it's your freedom of speech when you are talking on somebody else's platform. You think that you've got this right to say whatever you want to say on fucking Google or YouTube or fucking Twitter or X. You don't. And you know why? Because those platforms are privately owned. And people have fucking thought up shit. They've worked very, very hard to establish stuff. They've established it. It's become popular. And you think you've got a fucking right on it. You've not. You've not got a right at all. Fuck your sovereignty. What fucking sovereignty? You fucking muppets. Sovereignty. You was born into a fucking dream, and some of you think it's a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking dream, people. It's incredible, brilliant, supernatural, magical, mystical. It's a fucking miracle, people. So go fuck yourselves with your fucking disgruntled bullshit. You don't have any rights to be disgruntled. You live in a first world country. It doesn't get any fucking better on the whole world. Cunts. It doesn't get any better. So pull your fucking neck in, deflate your fucking chest, and just start to fucking realise that you're nothing other than a spark of God consciousness, being blessed with an earth experience. Do you get that, people? Do you get it? So now you might want to start looking at the world in a different way. And if you don't like this, you don't like, well, fucking do something about it. There's a billion things you could be doing. You could be sitting in a churchyard like me, living a fucking blissful life. If you had any balls about ya. Go on. get back to your slavery.